We are going to be doing some journaling. Carly's going to do some creative journaling. Blossom Violet is going to play her beautiful piano music. I'm going to let them introduce themselves. Natalie was going to be here with us, but I believe she has forgotten us. But that's okay. Carly has cards, and I'm going to put some pressure on her to pull a card for us.
Well, luckily I had a couple of decks sitting beside me, so
I've got about 55 sitting next to me.
when they're upstairs, sitting beside me on my desk downstairs, I had two. Let me flip my camera over so you can see the cards that I'll pull from.
Oh, see, I love that. I love that you can do that. That's so cool. I have multiple cameras, and it's such an ordeal for me to work them. So I've only been
Is
using
my camera? Oh, my camera's upside down. Hang on. Is that upside down?
Yes.
Yes.
Your hands are
Okay.
at the top of the screen.
I don't know why it does this. I have the camera facing the same way every time. And then sometimes it decides it's going to be upside down. How
This
cool's my
is-
new desk mat?
Love
I say
it.
this is why I don't use anything different, because that's what happens to me too. Things just have a mind of their own. Oh, there, I can see them now. Nice.
Mm.
So before we let Carly pull a card, I'm gonna let Blossom, you can introduce yourself. Then I'll let Carly introduce herself and she can pull a card.
Shall I go first? And then Kali
Yes,
can
please.
continue the rest. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Blossom Violet. I'm tuning in from Sydney, Australia. And yeah, I love to do live weekly. My next live will be tomorrow. Please check my teacher's profile to find out the time. It will be on Sydney time at 8 a.m., which is Saturday. So it will be for Friday for most of you. I play music in the flow, which means I don't pre-plan what I play. Music just flows through me. And yeah, it's so amazing to be with all of you on Insight Timer. It's the place I would want to be every day, and which I do. So anyway, hand this over to Kali now. And thank you everyone for being here. And thank you, Violet, too, for an invitation.
I was saying thank you for being here. Everybody knows by now. If you know me, you know that all my tracks lately have Blossom Violet's music in the background. And yes, we're both Violets if you don't know us. That her name is Violet, my name is Violet. So and we're both born in May, 5 days apart. So
Yes.
talk about
and we have
coincidences.
live coming up for our birthdays in May.
In May, yes, we're gonna do a little celebration. That's gonna be fun.
You mentioned singing. I don't know about that though.
Oh, I was kidding. I do not
I
sing. I
know you-
cannot carry.
I'm not going to attempt at singing either.
Oh, thank you. Jill says she loves the name Violet and she's May 13. So Blossom is May 23rd, correct?
22nd. Well, 23rd.
Oh, May
you're-
22nd.
Yeah.
I always think 23rd because, yeah, right. Okay, so it's the 22nd is Blossom and I'm the 28th. So we're 6 days apart. Hi, Jill. All right, Carly, we're going to let you introduce yourself and pull a card for us.
Hi. Well, I'm the odd one out. I'm a Scorpio, so I've got a few months to go till November for my birthday. But hello, everybody. Thank you for having me again, Violet. I'm excited to listen to Blossom's music. I'm going to do a different type of art journaling today, something I haven't tried before. So my name is Carly. I'm half of a smile from heaven. The other half is over there washing up the dishes for me, Jordan. Is amazing medium and spiritual healer, and I am a creative arts therapist. So I'm all about anything creative. And the card deck, seeing it's sitting A beside me, and B, it's the full moon today. Here in Australia, it's the full moon at, I think it's like 5 o'clock this afternoon at peaks. Let's pull from the moon goddess deck. And as I was shuffling, this one sort of flipped out. So we'll go with this card, which is the waning moon. But the tagline says finding your light. And it's funny because, yeah, we need to find our own light. But today's journaling, I was going through a whole heap of book quotes that I wanted to journal about. And one of them, well, they're all quite interesting. I haven't decided which one, but they're all got the same sort of vibe. And one of them was, you'll look like this one day they hate us enough, don't hate yourself too. And to me, finding your light, like learning to love yourself, this was a quote from the book Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. And it's all about finding what lights you up, finding, that love within. So that's how I'm going to journal today. Obviously, everybody can journal however they want, but what does finding your light mean for you? Let's have a look at what the book says. I don't always look at a book, but let's look at what the book says. This is a really cool book. Under it's actually got a whole heap of different sections, and under medicines, it says, stay big, choose your pleasure and joy. You are guided. You have wisdom to share and grace. The plant medicines, rose, daisy, lily, colors, red, maroon, deep orange, crystal, silver, petrified wood, tourmaline, favorite moon phase. The phase from the waning gibbous to the third quarter moon. So it says, when this card chooses to connect to you, you are in a time of inspiration, flow, and joy. You call upon unparalleled wisdom from deep within to understand the ways of the world and creation. You're ready to shine your light on others, perhaps with guidance or sharing. The mantra, I am learning to choose my happiness and joy.
Well, I love it. What were those stones again? Petrified wood, and what were
Oh,
the other
sorry.
ones? No,
It's the Australian in me reading really fast.
Spanish in me does the same.
Silver, petrified wood, and tourmaline.
Oh, tourmaline.
I love tourmaline. We got tourmaline, heaps of
I
tourmaline
like
in this house.
petrified wood too. I have a few pieces of
Mm.
petrified wood. I was looking around my desk. I don't have them here. I have them in the living room.
So what does
I-
that,
I
how
like
does that
that
resonate with you,
shining-
Violet? Like finding your
shining-
light, what does that mean for
shining your
you?
light. Yes. Oh gosh, that's been like a common theme for me lately. I keep hearing it a lot. And it definitely resonates because I feel like as an introvert, I've been someone who has kind of sat back and let other people talk over me, and just kind of, sat back and been real quiet. And I'm not doing that anymore. This is my year. I'm going to shine, and I'm not going to be unapologetically shine.
Mm. Amen.
I love it. Love it.
I love that. What about you, Blossom? How does finding your light resonate with you?
You're muted.
Oh, can't hear you, Blossom.
Thank you for the reminder. Yeah, resonate with me a lot, especially when I play the piano. It's automatic when I play the piano, but when I'm not, it's not that quite automatic. So I have to keep, being aware and yeah. So it's been great. Yeah, it's life changing. It's life changing.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things I always say I love about Insight Timer, because it's given us the opportunity to see that.
Absolutely.
Do we want another card from this deck as well? This one is more of like
Yes, I love that deck.
Yeah, so this one's called Love Your Inner Goddess. And the quotes that I'm choosing from for my art journal are all about reconnecting to your inner self. So the other quotes was, what is a witch if not a woman with wisdom and talent, which was from the book Magic Lessons by Alice Hoffman, which is the prequel to Practical Magic. Anybody remember that movie with Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock?
I love that movie.
So this is the other quote that I've got here is actually from the book. And believe it or not, the book is always better, but the book is very different. Not very, but there is a lot of differences in the book to the movie. But the other quote is, she put too much worth in what other people thought and not enough in her own opinion. And that was from Practical Magic. And so, they're all empowering quotes. They're all reminding us of who we are and our inner goddess, our inner queendom, our inner light. So while we find our light, what's our inner goddess going to tell us?
I saw something. I'm looking at the Moonology book, the full moon eclipse in Virgo, because I thought I saw something in there about shining too. Yeah, it says, if you haven't been living in accordance with what you need to do to fulfill your life purpose, this is when the universe can thwack you right in the face. I like that, thwack you, so that you do. So there you go. If you're not shining your light, shine it.
Yeah. So two cards flipped out while I was shuffling, which I think they actually kind of really match because one is gypsy and one is wild and free. So it says, blame my gypsy soul, and all good things are wild and free. And I think that speaks deeply to if we connect to our inner self, our truth, that's where our wild and free side is because nobody can take that away from us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love it.
So on that note, I'm going to start doing some art.
All right. All right. So, friends, all of you who are here with us, we're going to do some journaling. Blossom's going to play the piano. And feel free to journal about that topic. What can you do to shine your light or any topic that comes to you? We're flexible. Do whatever works for you. Journal on your computer, on paper, however it works. I'm a huge believer in doing what works for you. And I love journaling. So I have many journals. So
Okay.
Blossom, we're going to let you take it away.
All right. If I do finish the first piece of music early, I will pause and then I will start again. I'll keep watching what Carly's doing, and yeah, let's do it. All right, everyone. I'm going to mute my mic again, so hopefully I won't forget next time to unmute.
It's beautiful, Blossom. You know, you could play for hours. I don't know how you do it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's music just flows through me. I don't have to think
Oh,
about
I
it. It's
love it. I wish I had
effortless.
something. I wish I had something that did that for me.
Wow, you've got many talents.
But I
Technology.
want,
Yeah, I
but
can't do
thank
what you
you.
I can't
Thank
do
you.
what you do. You're
But like, I
amazing.
want something like that, something artistic that just I can get lost in. Natalie was saying that she was
Oh, the
late because of the time change. And I said,
yes,
yeah, I forget. This time change throws everything off.
yes. Well, it
Just
happens.
Natalie, I saw what you said you're just drying your hair because she said she was excited to pull cards. I said, well, feel free to join us, but I see you're still getting ready.
Should I play one more while Natalie
Sure,
is getting ready? All right, I'll
sure,
mute
go
my
ahead.
mic. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. That was beautiful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I was
Thank you.
saying that if I wasn't on camera, I would have had my eyes closed and been asleep by now. So
Oh,
soothing.
I know that feeling when I was playing at my lives. Every time I want to close my eyes and just enjoy, but I said to myself, no, I can't do that in case something happens to the internet. So, yeah, great to see you, Natalie. Welcome back.
Oh,
Welcome, Natalie.
guys, 1 hour late. Oh, didn't
You know,
realize that you
we'll blame
changed.
it. It's all right. We'll blame it on the US.
I think it's absolutely befitting because for the last 10 days, I've just not slept. This eclipse has completely knocked me out. So what a fantastic, and look, I was literally drying my hair, thinking I've got all the time. And then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and switch on the, so the computer, so I'm ready. And then I'm like, how can I be 40 minutes late? And then I see, oh my God. Oh my
Romil
God.
says this eclipse made me feel volcanic. I can relate to that.
It just made me feel eclipsed, like literally the whole of what I've been doing. It'll be interesting to see what other people feel, but the whole of what I've been doing has been slow, invisible. I felt really quite invisible, so it's interesting.
I can relate to
Hello,
that.
Jennifer. Hello, everyone. Thank God.
It's funny that you should say that too, because Carly was talking about shining your light when, when we first got started. And she pulled a card on that topic and asked how that resonated. I said, that definitely resonates with me because I've gone through a period where I've felt invisible and I've allowed people to make me feel that way, and I'm not doing it anymore. I love that you said that.
Yeah. It's actually interestingly, it's been through what I've posted on social media. Everything that I've done has had a much lower engagement. And actually, when I journaled on this yesterday, it told me that this eclipse corridor, it's all about releasing. So what that lunar eclipse, it's about releasing everything. So that's why people might have felt like they're in a period of almost like a cocoon when you're shedding. And then the solar eclipse in Aries in a couple of weeks will be all about ta-da, big bright light and being so yeah, that's what people might feel actually.
I see, yeah, and I'm seeing that in the chat too. Romo said this eclipse is pushing me to break out, and Jackie says I've journaled just that. I relate so much. Misty made a comment about that as well. So much shedding. I think it's about change. Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, so my guide said to me, you are eclipsed at the moment so that there can be a big reveal in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks time. And I'm like, okay.
Bring it.
Did we quite have to go to that extreme? But that's okay.
Sometimes that's what's needed, right? For a big change. We have to go through those extremes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So please pull your cards for us. And I don't know where Blossom went. What happens here? We gained one, we lost one.
Okay, so I don't want to disturb Carly because she's still in full flow, but if
She
you're
is
happy.
doing amazing over there.
Okay, so
Oh, there you are.
Go for it. I'm still listening. It's all good. I'm just doodling away.
Thanks.
Add.
Okay, so I've got actually 4 decks because of course I never do things in half. So I've got the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. I've got 3 sort of astrological sort of based sort of decks because I just thought we would dive into this Virgo energy, which is also shedding the need to be perfect. I've obviously done that by appearing to you half disheveled, an hour late. and being a perfectionist and the need to hold on tightly to routine, which is very Virgo as well, and just to be so disciplined at everything that you do. But let's see what card we can pull. There you go. So this is Jupiter in Capricorn, and it's like control. So I think it's about the feeling of being in control and what maybe we're having to release what that feeling means to you. What does it mean to be in control? I mean, it's a bit late to journal on this now, but maybe you want to journal further on that. You know, how does being in control feel? How does it express itself in your life? You know, what do you have to do to really feel in control? You know, that sort of, you know, what does not being in control, on the other hand, what would that mean to you? Do you feel it in your body? Because Virgo is very much the physical body, and in particular the digestive systems and the intestine and the stomach. You know, how do you feel in your body when you are not in control? So that's an interesting one. Yes, so I think we all need, Romil, to let go of the need to be in control. It's about feeling. Obviously, Virgo is a grounded healer, so it's about being grounded, and it's a nerve sign. Being grounded, knowing that as long as we are grounded, centered, we are connected to Mother Earth. We've got a way to really put ourselves back, you know, to center. We don't need to control, and we can't control anyway the outside world and what other people do. So it's that need. So then I'm just going to pull a card from the Cosmic Magic Oracle.
You have the best decks. I've never seen a lot of the decks that you use. In fact, one of the decks that you had last time, I ended up ordering. I loved it so much. I forget what it was called, but it was the wealth, something about wealth, women and wealth.
Yeah, the Wealthy Woman Oracle.
That was the one. I was like, I have to have that deck. And I promised I wasn't going to buy any more decks, but I got it anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you don't want to buy any more deck, don't hang out with
No,
me.
I love them though. I love them.
I'm not a good a good influence. So this is the waxing gibbons moon, and it shows us our reflection. So how do we define ourselves, you know, the reflection by what we see in the mirror, but also by what we believe people see of us? So that's a very Virgo trait as well, which is to be defined and validated by other people, and what they mirror back to us about us. And
And
you
I
know,
love that because that's what Carly is doing over there, what she's writing about.
Oh my God. Yes, I didn't see that. Okay. So that sense of just being defined by our reflection in the world, what we see of us, and you know, and how other people you know, think of us, what they say about us, you know. So again, a good opportunity to journal on that. Then the 5 elements, the Chinese 5 elements by Vicky Iskandar. So I'm just going to pull. We are obviously in the year of the snake. I forgot who someone said. The year of a wooden snake. I know that because I am a wood snake. So I don't forget that one. So which is all about shedding and transforming, but also connecting to the wood element, you know, to center yourself as well. So let's pull a card on that. And this is the metal rabbit. And it says a state of graceful movement. So what does doing means to you in the way that you're taking action steps? And a graceful movement, when I think about it, it's to be in that state. And so let's not forget that We are in the nodal axis of Pisces in North Node and Virgo in South Node. And the North Node is what we aim to bring into our life. So that's a Piscean, which is all about working with your intuition, dreaming big in particular, taking very inspired actions, you know, and working with your intuition so that you feel very aligned. It's, you know, I know it can be a bit of a dreamer as well, but the Pisces Virgo, it's really putting together spirituality with discipline and practical steps. So that graceful movement, I think, is, you know, how can you reach that point where you take the steps that just feel so aligned with your soul purpose, that just feel easy and natural, and just that sense of grace, of ease. So that's, you know, the action part of it. And then I'm going to maybe pull more than one card, if Violet will let me.
You pull as many as you want.
From the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, because I just think, obviously, since we're having a full moon on steroid, in particular for you guys in North America, because it's completely total and visible for you. It's not for us here in Australia, but that's okay. So let's see what the Queen of the Moon Oracle.
Yeah, I'm debating whether or not I want to get up between midnight and 3 a.m. to see it.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, it is.
It's a very tough one. Okay, so that's so beautiful as well. So this is called nourishment. So that sense of what nourishes you, what nurtures you, where do you find that happy place where you feel that sense of rest and rejuvenation. So Virgo is very much also working with your body, listening to your body. So that could be nourishment in the sense of the physical nourishment, you know, what can you give to your body to really give it that sense of vitality, that sense of just being present, that sense of, you know, it feels natural for you to ingest that kind of food. But also the Piscean size is more the mental health. So, you know, what is it that you can do to nourish yourself as well and to feel right? Wow, isn't that, there's a theme here. And the next card is called hunger. And it's got a big full moon, so we've got nourishment, hunger. I see that as that sense of passion of what is calling you, that sense of what you are driven to do, that you know intuitively is your happy place, you know, what you do to really feel completely absorbed, that sense of inner child playfulness as well, you know, so I think it's about maybe releasing through this lunar eclipse anything that feels hard, tough, counterintuitive, that you really are having to drag your feet to do. How is it that you can either reduce its impact in your life, or how is it that you can make it align more with what you're doing, or can you even get rid of it completely, you know, so that you can bring more of what makes you like a beautiful wolf hair, howl in pleasure, howl with joy, howl with excitement. And then the third card is the card of gratitude, which is obviously to be grateful for what you have already. But I'm getting that sense of hands coming together. There is a push for us to reach out to others, and Virgo can be so much of a perfectionist and discipline and routine that it sometimes will forego asking for help or even reaching out to other people because it's so caught in, I'm going to do it on my own, and you know, and I've got, you know, I don't need help. So there's that sense of just being grateful, obviously, for your abilities and your, the way you look after yourself. So that sense of self-care, that sense of passion, but also reaching out to other people and knowing that there is so much to nourish your soul, and to make you more aligned. So it's also a little bit, even though it's not Virgo really, but it's a bit of a reference to soul aligned communities and groups as a way to nourish you as well and to look after you.
I love it. I love the theme of gratitude. We had that theme earlier today. I know you were there, Blossom, when Matt was playing his piano. It was morning for me, so I guess it was night for you. And he was talking about gratitude. And that theme about asking for help, I see you're almost saying sometimes they have a hard time asking for help. I have a really hard time with that too. And I don't know if that's part the control thing as well, I don't ask for help because if I do it myself, I'm in control.
Yes, well, it could also be that it's been presented in a way that asking for help is showing sign of weakness.
Yes.
That you don't know it, and it's also like you give your power to other people, which in many ways in our society is what we've been asked to do repeatedly. We've been told, especially when it comes to the body, that we don't have, our body are not capable of looking after themselves. So if we bring it back to a Virgo world, that could be also asking for help when it comes to your body, or even, I want to say, asking your body for help and really working more intently in a dialogue, establishing a dialogue with your body, and really wanting to trust it and just to have that sense of communication and that sense of dependence on your body as well. So that could be what we're looking at as well.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. Madeline said this reading just wow. I agree, Madeline. It's an amazing reading.
How do we establish a dialogue with the body? Fantastic question, Romeo. Very good question. Several ways. Obviously, by doing things that feels right for the body. So that comes to checking on food. You can use, for example, Reiki or blessing of your food, and just really listening to your body will always give you pointers at what feels right, doesn't feel right, but we often ignore it. I have a lot of Virgo points, so I'm very disciplined and routine about my physical exercise, but I've listened to my body, and instead of doing things that were very much high intensity hard work, I've changed in the last 6 months to doing things like Qigong, which is like meditation in motion. I'm doing energy work with my body's somatics work. So I'm doing much. So for me, my body decided that more mindful, conscious, aware movements were better for it. So that's something that I do. Things like dialoguing with your, I know it sounds strange, but so I follow Lee Carroll and Cryan, and he talked about how intelligent our bodies and our cells are, and that when you actually start saying, what can we do to work in a way that together that will make us feel more vital, more energy. So I started to talk, for example, after gaining quite a lot of weight around my torso, trying to understand the energy behind that. And I figured out that there was something about protecting myself, that it was like my protection shield, almost like the FBI when they go on a call and they put like a shield in the front and the back of their torso. And that came out to me. So I worked with my body to say, well, how can we feel safe to be seen, without having that extra weight? What can we do to establish boundaries that make us feel safe without having, discomfort and changing the body so that we feel we can hide behind it? So I don't know. I don't know if that all makes sense, but obviously meditation, you can talk to your body. I have a meditation about talking to your body because in my list on Inside Timer, because I felt so strongly about it. It really inspired me. And starting, I think, to see the body as the magic of nature that it is, and how, by giving it what it wants, and just it's coming to me in French, être à son écoute, listening intently to what it says, how you can get so much wisdom from it.
Yeah, I love Louise Hay's book. I forget, is it Heal Your Body, something like that? But anytime I feel anything, I always open that book up right away and I'm like, all right, what is my body trying to tell me? Because I don't listen to my body. I know I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously can pull cards, you can do meditation, and you will get wisdom and guidance from your body just as much as you get it from your third eye, from your guides. It's just another channel really to receive.
Yeah. Well, that was a great question, Romo. I think that we have to kind of pay attention because the signs are there, the messages are there. Just like Romo was
Yeah,
saying, I don't listen to them, and I know I'm guilty of that too.
of course, your son in Virgo, Madeleine, that would make complete sense that you would be driven to do that. I have my Venus, Pluto, Uranus, and who else? Someone else in Virgo as well. So I have lots of planets that are really, from day one, I knew that my body was my temple and I had to look after it. And it's just that sometimes I was a little bit misguided about how I looked into it, so that's where you have to make adjustments.
Romo says, I know I'm tired, but I just ignore it. And I was agreeing with that. I tend to stay up late at night. And I think around like 9:30, 10 o'clock or so, I start to get a little tired. And I think to myself, why don't I just go to sleep? Instead, I end up staying up till like midnight, 1 a.m. Yes, why do we do that? I don't know. I wish I knew the answer to that.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's interesting because someone said the body is not the vehicle that the soul inhabits. It's like the body fits within the soul. And when you are really able to try and put the two together so that they work in harmony, you just, you go through this life I mean, so many people on their spiritual journeys are almost fighting an unconscious war against their bodies because they think it just holds them back. I just want to go back out there, in the higher realms, and why am I here? But if we turn it the other way, obviously, and we say our soul decided to come on earth because of that beautiful bodies of ours, because it wanted. So how can we make it work, in a way that we make the most out of this time we've got, with our bodies?
Yeah, I love that. Carly, do you want to tell us what you've been working on over there? Because I've been watching you and I love what you're doing.
Sorry, I'm off on my own little planet.
I love it.
This was the quote that I ended up landing on. She put too much worth in what other people thought and not enough in her own. And down here, I haven't finished this, but down here I will write Jillian, Practical Magic, and Alice Hoffman, the name of the character, the book, and the author. And I picked these colors because they're my favorite colors and your favorite colors.
I love them.
And I kind of just wanted to try something different. I didn't want to do paint today. I didn't want to, but I still wanted to create. So I used a few different types of pencils. I've got watercolor pencils, ink tense pencils, some pastel pencils. I kind of just put them on the paper and wet them to blend them into themselves, and then, like, just divvied up each section and had fun with some creative lettering. And now I'm just sort of like Zentangling and doodling around it. So I think
So
it's
it's
just
not your tarot journal. It's not. It's a different journal.
no, I decided not to work in my tarot journal today. I wanted to do
Okay.
something different.
Okay.
And I recently came across this style, and I'm hoping that you'll be able to see it. I saved a whole heap. And there was just something about this type of style that I was like, ooh, I really like this, and all the colors and the writing and the decorating. And I just went simple today, but I like that we can do all sorts of different.
Something a
There was
little bit
another.
Aboriginal about some of them.
Yeah. So I was really drawn to the colors, and because I'm with our power outages and stuff, I spent a lot of time Zentangling over the last week. So I've been doing lots in my little book here.
Wow.
Lots in my little book, and I did a couple of big ones. I did a couple on my iPad. I haven't quite finished this one. This one is a work in progress. I've still got a couple of colors to finish off. I've got to finish off the red and add some more into the pink and the orange. But I really love lettering and art. So I thought, well, when I come across this, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it all together.
Match
And
made in heaven.
there's nothing perfecting about it. Like, it's, there's wonky spots, but it's okay because I was in the moment while I was doing these. And so last night when I was doing some on my iPad, whoop, wrong button. I was like, you know what? Let's do a digital one on Inside Timer. So I booked one for Sunday night to do some Zentangling on my iPad to show everybody that, yes, it's great to do pen and paper, but if you are a more of a digital person, or, I can show you how I did these in Procreate. So yeah, I've been having fun doing this sort of style, and I thought, well, let's do something different today, so I'm not just doing the same thing on the live again. That was
I
my
love it.
thought process.
Looks amazing. And the quote couldn't be a better choice for this.
Yeah, and it's so funny when you pulled out that waning givers card. That was the
Yeah.
card that I pulled, the waning moon card,
Yeah.
earlier. So yeah, and like there's a lot more that I'll do to this. I'll add some more white. I'll finish off the decorations, but yeah, I had so much fun just letting go and drawing and writing while listening to Blossom play. It was absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Blossom. I couldn't stop creating, and obviously you're watching me and you're like, I'm going to keep playing and I'm going to keep drawing and you're going to keep playing.
I know, that was funny. And I'm sitting over here watching. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
As I was watching Carly, and Carly, as soon as you finish all the colors, before you put anything else on it, when I looked at it, so I was playing and I was looking at what you're doing, and all of a sudden I got this wash of calmness over me, and the
Oh,
entire tempo of the what I played slowed down. I was so calm. It was like, wow, I couldn't believe that, it was just so calm. It shows that, the distance, even though we are not in the same room, we are really sinking into each other. And I was feeling it. I was so calm, and yeah, it was amazing. So
well,
and watching you
when
adding the
you do
layers
the
on.
same, you were doing the same for me, because when you stopped the first time and you and Violet were talking, I just kept going because I was like so out of it and so zen and so calm that I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
they
so
can just
amazing,
talk
isn't it?
amongst themselves and
Co-creation.
I'm just going to keep on doing me over here because I'm nice and calm and flowy. And so, yeah, I just kept
I know
going.
how you do it, Ali. It's just absolutely
So, yeah,
beautiful.
you do the same for me.
And you were both soothing me. I was ready to fall asleep.
Mm. And this type of thing, like this isn't like it's a form of art. Lettering is a form of art. It's not handwriting, it's lettering. And Zentangling, it's literally just lines. It's just straight lines. So when Violet, you were saying, I wanted to be able to do something creative, start with some sort of Zentangling because it's literally just drawing lines and circles and swirls and I wrote the letters out and then like gave them some enhancements. That takes time and practice.
I can't make those nice lines like you do. Mine come out all zigzagly and messy. I want to make them
That's
look
because you
like
haven't
that.
practiced enough. You haven't practiced enough. You just got to keep doing it over and over again. That's all it is.
I will.
Yeah.
I need an outlet like that.
Yeah.
Been playing with the labyrinth. I went to Carrie, who's in the chat. My friend and I went to a retreat, a labyrinth retreat a couple of weeks ago. That was amazing. And they were doing a lot of showing us a lot of the little like the ones that you can do with your finger. So I downloaded an app on my tablet and on my phone, and now and then I just play with that. It's so soothing to just kind of trace it with your finger. So I would imagine that what you're doing there would probably give me the same effect.
I used to have an app on here that I don't know if I've still got it. Let's see if I can find it. I've got so many, we collect these apps. Maybe it's on Ella's actually.
Yeah.
Um,
Hi, Maisha. Maisha just joined us too. And
hey,
Ronald,
Maisha.
the labyrinth retreat, there was a woman there talking about, the history of the labyrinth and all that. And she actually brought one with her. And we were in this big room and we all got to, walk on it. And it was so like it was really soothing. I really enjoyed it. Although it was also there were a lot of people there. And at one point I felt almost too crowded, which was weird. Like some of us afterwards when we were talking about that, some of us were saying that there was like too many people near you. So there's just a lot of stuff that comes out when you're on a labyrinth and I loved it. And I said one of the things for me that really came through was this feeling that I had to hurry up and get out of other people's way. And I said, isn't that funny that that's how I am in real life? I always feel like, oh, I'm being an inconvenience to this person. I have to move out of the way, which again goes back to what I was saying earlier about dimming your light and playing small and things like that. So it's amazing to me when these things come out and you're like, you know what? I need to stop doing that. I need to stop worrying.
Yeah. How many
about
times we're
everybody
walking
else.
around? How many times do when we're walking around a shop or whatever, and someone needs to go past us? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. If we really counted how many times we were sorry, when
That's
Yes.
true.
what are we
So
sorry
true.
for? Sorry for
So-
being here? Like I'm entitled to be in this aisle too. Like yes, we can be polite and allow people to pass, but why do we keep saying sorry? And I did a sound healing session and a creative session at the community center here yesterday for some carers. And one of the things that I said to one lady as we left, because every time I looked at her, I just wanted to burst into tears. I just said to her, I said, don't be afraid to take up space.
Yes.
Like a really big thing that I try to teach a lot of people is just it's okay to be seen.
That has
just
been
don't be
my
afraid to
issue
be.
like half of my life of being afraid to take up space. I love that you said that. As you could tell by the fact that I yelled yes so loudly.
Yeah, it's like, so when we say sorry for something simple that we what are we sorry for? Because we're in a aisle and we're shopping as well. Like, okay, yes, be polite and step aside and say, here you go, you can go past, but don't say sorry. Take up that space if you need to take up that space and be okay. Like be more
100%.
noticeable and more aware of when we're saying sorry for no reason. Say sorry when you've done something wrong, because that's why, and I think, in my opinion, that is why there are so many, so much, what's the word? It doesn't actually have the same meaning anymore. So when we say sorry, because we're saying sorry all the time, when we
Right.
truly need to say sorry, when we truly need to mean that we're saying sorry, it doesn't actually have the same meaning anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like a conscious, it becomes, sorry has become, I know I say it because I think in France, as kids, we taught also relentlessly to, be polite is a big way that you are judged, or what people see as you being polite. But you are right. I think sorry has become also almost a word with no intention. There's no conscious awareness of what you are saying sorry for. It's almost like you say sorry the way you say hi,
Right.
or
Yeah.
So yeah, I completely agree with you. Oh, I love that, Misty. Take up space. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, my word of the year is charisma. It's about owning up to the fact that throughout my life, I've always had this ability to attract people, but I've always shied away from it, thinking it was selfishness, it was putting myself forward too much, it was not listening enough to people, so holding back, dimming it. It goes back to dimming your light, Violet. Dimming it, not owning up to what is, in some ways, she said, looking like a cockatoo, a gift, and that that's an ability to be there for others and to inspire others, rather than, pulling them down or stopping them in their track. What about the power of leadership to inspire others to claim back their power, to take space?
Exactly.
And I was pulling cards, as I often do when people are talking. And I pulled that card again for Pisces twice. I've pulled it now, called intuition. How important it is to use your intuition and to listen to it when it is telling you. As Carly was saying, you don't have to say sorry. You are really entitled to be here. And there's no need for you to shrink and make yourself small and defer to others when you don't need to defer to others. So that power of your intuition to be that real strong centering guidance in your life, I think is a really important one.
I love that message. I think Carly's husband Jordan said something similar to me at a live not too long ago, and that made such an impression on me.
Yeah.
Love it.
He's here somewhere in the background.
Hi, Jordan.
He says, I don't remember what I said.
I do. It's stuck with me like glue.
Hi, Jordan.
Well, then it was meant to be heard, wasn't it? Mm.
Absolutely
And look at
was.
that. That's beautiful. Metal Dog, simplify your life.
Oh, I love that.
Simplify, we overcomplicate things as well because we think that's the other way for us to really make an impression. We have to appear like someone who has the key to things that others don't have. But it's really simplifying your life is about allowing yourself to know what you know and to go back to not knowing what you don't know. And if you don't know it, then reach out to others who've got the key as well. That's about, to me, that's simplifying your life as well.
And on that, further on to that, it's don't beat yourself up if you didn't know it originally. Like hindsight really is a bitch because it's like we beat ourselves up. It's like, oh, I should have done this. Well, did you know that back then? No. And what did Maya Angelou say? When you know better, you do better. But there's no point in beating ourselves up over it when we didn't know it in the first place. Otherwise, we would have done better then.
Exactly.
Yes. And there might have been a reason that we didn't know then, that there was that lesson that needed to come, or there was that reaching out we had to do to someone else. So absolutely. We do the very best we can do at any given time with what we know and what we have.
I agree 100%. I don't know, Carly, if you're looking at the chat, but Misty said he's done the same to me, and he said the same. Jordan, you're full of good advice there. You don't even know it.
And he doesn't remember what he said. So
Which I love.
when somebody comes back to him and goes, oh, you remember when you said, and he goes, no, I don't. You should have been listening. So no, I don't remember.
Love it.
So looking at that, the last card that I've pulled was Carly and Violet are talking. So we have the intuition, simplify your life and change. Isn't that good words of wisdom from the universe? That, you know, if you listen to your intuition and you are aware of your footprint, of what you say, what you do, but you're aware of others, you take more aligned steps, you know, your life becomes that much more simple because you don't wonder as much. You've got a, I want to say, slightly clearer path, even if it means the path to the next step. And then you are more able to withstand change and you don't get so rattled. You become more flowy and flexible, which
Yeah.
goes super well with Pisces as well. So a really nice, you know, nice story, basically.
I love it.
And you become more comfortable with what you don't know as well. That's part of a change. You know, you embrace more what you don't know. And some of it you'll go and, you know, it will drag you in. So my latest big passion is I'm doing business astrology at the moment. I got a beautiful business astrology oracle deck and I'm going into my business chart. I'm finding out all sorts of information, which is fascinating.
Yes.
And that's part of change as well. It's about, again, knowing what you don't know, and if it feels important enough, going to learn, because that's one of the joy of this life, isn't it, to learn?
Yes. Absolutely.
But
I love learning.
guarantee everybody's feeling different right now with the energies. And I reckon just go with the flow instead of people like dropping off, or you're seeing people for who they really are.
Yes.
You're shifting into a new timeline. So those who are not meant to be with you or that are holding you back, they'll just be cut. Like you're ready to cut people off or things and stuff. Everything becomes more like, you know, this sudden clarity on things.
Yeah.
You overthink,
Yeah.
but when you start to relax, and like in the last week or so, you might feel, some people felt like they were dying. It's the end of the world. Yeah, and it's not. It's shifting you up. It's actually moving in an energetic way, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Big sense. Yeah.
Too much overthinking. We overthink everything. And you know, we won't always get the apology, we won't always understand why things happen, and we've got to be okay with that and just move forward.
Move on.
And
Yeah.
if you have to, whether it's friends, family, you know, you will see, you won't understand, but in time you will see why things have to happen the way they did. And as humans, we're taught to hold on to every emotion, everything. We can't lose anything, especially physical objects. What if there's something a lot better waiting for you, but you want to hold on to something you've had for 20 years?
Yeah. It's a difference in vibration, really, isn't it, Jordan? It's like a difference in frequencies. You're no longer vibrating at the same frequency with objects or people, or, you know, and that's why they sort of, oh, Carly, you've got no hair. Hello. You look beautiful. Look at your gorgeous head. I'm
Oh
like,
my
where is the mohawk?
That reaction was priceless.
Oh, you beautiful girl. Oh,
Oh. Oh, you're muted.
yeah, can't hear you. We still can't hear you.
It was Jordan. It was that voice from beyond.
Is that
Oh,
better?
wait,
Yes,
I-
we can hear you now. Yeah.
So this is called the DIY haircut gone wrong, and I went, oh, I'll screw it. Take it all off. I love it.
I told her she's rocking that look, though. It reminds me of the woman
You
from
look
Star Trek.
gorgeous. It's like it was, if you'd not said it was an accident, I think, oh my God, it looks wonderful. I love it.
Gosh, but the reaction was so good.
I wish I had been looking at her. I'm going to have to go back and watch the replay.
I will. I
Well,
was gonna say I will definitely give you the replay because wow.
we might turn it in. We might turn it into like a meme or a GIF.
Oh, you've got no hair. Oh, you've got no hair.
Oh, that was great. This has been so much fun. Thank you. I'm so glad you joined, Natalie.
Oh, good.
That reading was awesome.
It
You're
has been
welcome.
fantastic. I've loved it.
Eliyahu says, I've been thinking to buzz my hair too. All right, there, you could start a trend. I told
Yeah,
her.
do it. Do it.
Next time we'll all come on here with no hair.
Oh my God.
I don't think
So-
I could do bald. I think it looks good on some people. It's not, yeah.
You
You
know
have the
what? I
right
don't-
shaped head for it.
But I don't even think it's that. I think it's a confidence thing. If
Yes,
you're
I
going to do
agree.
it,
I agree. If
it's
you're
the same
confident,
with
you can
any-
do anything. Yes.
But it's the same with any bad haircut. If you went and got a bad color or a bad cut that you didn't like and you allowed it to dull your shine, you're going to hate it. Everybody else is going to see that you hate it. But you know what?
Right.
You'd be like, this bright orange hair is freaking amazing and I love it, and you wear it with confidence, then it's going to look good on you.
Yes, I
Carly,
agree.
It doesn't matter
also
whether
the
it's
power-
bald or not.
Yeah, the power of complete unawareness. So talking about bright orange hair, I used to do home dyes when I first went to live in England. And then I went to see my friend in Philadelphia who hadn't seen me for years because I'm naturally a brunette, although I've gone whatever. And I was waiting for her at JFK and she couldn't find me because my hair looked like I had caught fire. I was literally bright orange. And she was not expecting a Natalie with bright orange hair. But I was so completely unaware of it. I thought I'd been flipping
Jordan walked
marvelous.
past me in Costco the other day and couldn't find me because I had a scarf on the top of my head. So I was standing there with the scarf on my head, and he wasn't looking for that. He was looking for like the mohawk.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there with like this turban on the top of my head, and he's like, he walked straight past me like 3 times, and I'm like,
Radiate that light, Carly, so that it doesn't matter what the hair looks like.
yeah. Yeah, and I've been wearing these only because it's really still quite hot here, and so when I'm
It
out in
is.
the sun,
Yeah,
it looks
is.
nicer than a hat when you're nicely dressed up. So
Yes, yes, it is.
I love
Actually,
it.
I can't believe it. On Sunday, we meant to get 37 degrees.
I know
Oh.
I don't think Mother Nature has quite got that "it's autumn yet" memo.
That's exactly, Carly. I've been talking to nature, and I'm like, excuse me,
Yeah.
Goddess Nature, we are in
Mm.
autumn now. Can you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
chill down a little bit? Yes.
Yeah, I would like to start wearing my like jumper and hoodies, and I
I'm
bought
over
these
here
ready
wearing
for
like
that.
an extra
leg.
sweater because I'm cold.
Well, I bought these cool leg warmers off Temu that I can't wear yet because it's too hot. Like,
Yes, yes.
No, I'm the total opposite. I just want to leave the house without a jacket on.
Summer isn't quite over yet.
Misty writes you don't want a peeling head. Yeah, that would be painful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is it's 37 degrees. It's just incredible. I was like, I thought it was my husband's silly weather app that had got it wrong again, until I looked, of course, at the mother of all weather apps that I've got, and it said exactly the same. I'm like, damn it.
well, I come home from a sound healing yesterday and I was just drenched. Like yesterday was absolutely disgusting. It would have been 35 degrees yesterday here. And it was still, there was no air. It was muggy. It was gross.
Just
I'm
glad
well
that you
and
didn't
truly-
stay without power for too long because there's nothing worse than not having power and not having AC. That's when I get
3.5
really
days.
cranky.
It was 3.5 days. It felt
Long
like
enough.
it was a month long. And I
Yeah.
said to my girlfriend, who is a real avid camper, why does anybody choose to purposely live like a homeless person is beyond me, because I couldn't do it. Like 3.5 days, I was ready to lose my mind, not having any kind of aircon or fan or anything like
Yeah,
that.
but you are in humid part. I mean, Sydney is not quite as humid as
Oh,
you have.
really?
I can't live where you live most of the time, whether you probably think it's very comfortable, and I probably will start sweating already.
Well, most
so.
of the time it is, because we can go inside and put the fan or aircon on.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
Oh, Evie says we have snow in England and it's nearly spring. Yeah, we're getting to spring now. Our weather's kind of warming up. It goes back and forth. It's like really warm and then cold. The usual.
Well, Miss T, campervan, where are you like traveling, or is that one of these little tiny houses? Miss T is talking about
Looking at Theory's message. Maybe I know what? I don't
being
Well-
nomadic. Okay. That sounds good. Embracing change and Misty being nomadic.
So there's Jackie's asked a question, what's a good go-to for positive self-talk? For me, it's realizing that there's many voices in my head, and not just because of my neurospicy brain, but that we're allowed to have those voices, but to acknowledge them and not to ignore them, but to talk to those voices in our head like the sun, or like our pets, or like our best friend, or like our favorite treat. You know, what would we say if you bought a cupcake? You'd be like, oh my God, this was so delicious, it's worth every calorie. Say that to yourself. You know, the sun, we had rain for a week, which we are not used to, and when the sun finally came out, I was standing outside going, oh my God, you are glorious, to the sun. Say that to yourself.
Right.
You know,
I always say, you know how you say to babies, look at those adorable chubby thighs. Why don't we say that to ourselves?
exactly. And we have to. That's being our own advocate and being our own champion, is speaking to ourselves the way we would speak to our best friend. You've got this, girl. You can do it. You know,
Exactly.
that for me is the key to changing and having a bit more of a positive self-talk. Not
Yes.
saying that you're not entitled to have those feelings, because every feeling that you have is valid, but switch it up and speak to yourself like you would to somebody else, or your pet, or you've got this, such a good girl, you know. Yeah.
I like
But
to put
that's
that in
really
my journal.
interesting. Yeah, that's right, journaling. That's really interesting, Carly, because obviously we've got the other extreme of that, which is toxic positivity, when you don't think you're doing a good job unless you get up in the morning. You're like, yeah, well done. And you're just like, and so the way that I try to navigate this is when I will wake up in the morning, and I am a sun Leo, so I'm really naturally a very positive and happy. And you know what? You can't sustain that, and nor should you. Life is high and lows and ups and downs, and so I will say to myself, okay, all right, where is this coming from? Because it's got a bit of a message. Is it mine? Is it someone else's energy that I'm picking up? Is it the collective energy that I'm picking up? And then, I will sit with it. Well, not literally sit with it, but I will sit with that energy for a little while, and then do something that will help me to shift it. Do qigong, do journaling, do chair yoga. It's my latest passion, and I move, and I feel that when I move my body also, it says emotion comes from energy and motion, so when you are able to really move your body and all of that, I always get to feel, a bit better about it. So that's my go-to, basically.
I saw something on a reel the other day, which I saved, and I want everybody to do this. In your head right now, scream your name silently in your head as loud as your inner voice can do it. Scream it really, really loud. Like, imagine yourself screaming your name out really, really loud. Now do the same, but whisper it. So your inner voice, whisper your name. And if you could hear the difference in your head, it shows you that you have control over that voice inside.
Interesting.
Wasn't that amazing?
That
I
was
saw
so
it the other
good.
day and I was like, wow, yeah. And it
Yeah,
goes to show that at any point we actually have a choice as to how we allow that voice to control us. Because we can choose to scream loud in our head, or we can choose to whisper loud in our head. We can choose to listen to the negative, or we can choose to
yeah,
acknowledge it, feel it as it needs to be felt when it needs it, and then shift
Yeah.
it as well.
exactly. Acknowledge it, see what it's trying to bring, and then gently get it to move its way. I mean, it's a typical case of where energy, where attention goes, or whatever, energy flows, isn't it? I mean,
Yes,
the
yes.
more
I
you
love
give it
that. Yeah.
airtime, the more it will come through and muscle its way in and get your intuitive voice out of the way.
And Evie's written, I'm not winning against that voice today. You know what? That's okay. Today's just
Yeah,
one day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
It
just
might
one
be
day.
just 1 hour. It's just one
Exactly.
moment.
Yeah, I
And
think
so
I had mentioned at our last live that I saw that speech with Viola Davis telling her daughter that she is the love of her own life. And that's how I end my journal entries ever since I saw that. And I love that. I am the love of my life. And just writing it makes
Yeah.
such an impact on how you feel. So I
Mhm.
encourage people definitely. I always end my journaling with something positive. I am the love of my life. I'm shining bright. There's so many things that I will write down, and I do it every day. And it really
Wow,
it's so powerful. It makes a difference for me. And that one line, I am the love of my life, I love that because it takes
it's
away the
beautiful.
responsibility from people
Yeah,
around you. You
yeah,
find what you need from yourself. You
and
don't
tell
need
yourself.
validation.
And tell yourself. So we did this activity recently, probably a couple of months ago now, in a live here, and it's just for today. So if you are not winning against those voices, just make a list. Just for
yes,
today,
yeah,
I use my self-discipline to attract, not chase or beg. I'm just
yeah,
reading what I've written here. Just for today, I choose my words with intention and integrity. So sometimes it's just a reminder that it's just for today. Just for today,
yes,
those voices
yeah,
aren't winning because it's
yeah,
just today.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean it's the beginning of the end. It's interesting what you two ladies were talking. I was getting Stevie Wonder. You are the sunshine of my
Yes.
life. You are
Love-
the apple of my eyes. So songs is always a way to,
Yes.
if you ask your guides and spirit really to send you the right song, you will always receive something that is, it's going to help you shift that mood as well.
Yeah.
Blossom,
Definitely.
of course. Blossom, that I'm sure that would be her go-to. Go and when you're not feeling good, you get on the piano like that.
That's so funny. I was telling somebody the other day I was cutting up a mushroom when I was like making my breakfast or something, and I was mad about something, and I was cutting that mushroom really hard. And I was like, I don't know why I'm taking this out on this mushroom.
I said sometimes when I am also, I'm frustrated, I'm going to go and furiously meditate. It's got that sense of just going to, even it just expressing it, I think gets rid of it. So
Paint
that when you
throwing is
get to
good.
that, yeah,
Paint throwing. We used to attach a big piece of like butcher's paper against the fence and just throw paint at it.
Oh, wow.
One of my clients was a soccer player, and so I got her just a cheap soccer ball, and we would dunk it in the paint, and she would kick it at the fence.
Wow. That's a cool idea.
Because it's okay to express your anger. And it
yeah,
comes down to that. We don't want to be toxic positivity. If you need to feel anger for just a moment, feel it.
feel
Because it's
it.
shifting it. Just don't stay there. Do something with it and
I was
shift
gonna say, we
out
need
of
a
it.
live just on that, on ways to express your anger, because I'm one of those people who's afraid to express her anger. And, I get angry like everybody else, and then I suppress it, and then it just gets worse.
Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, it does, because it just invites it more to stay, because again, you're giving it more of our attention.
Yeah, it's
And then
like
it
the
comes out in like
2-year-old
a
toddler.
headache or a stomach ache or something hurts because you're holding all that in. Rage rooms,
Like
Misty
in a
says.
2-year-old toddlers, the more we ignore them, the more they're going to chuck that tantrum. But if we, without being, what's the word starts with P, patronizing to our 2-year-old toddlers, like if you're trying to patronize a child, that's not going to help. But if you actually validate a child and their feelings and acknowledge and identify with them, they calm down. We're no different.
Yeah,
We are no different.
yeah. I
Yeah,
love what
I
Jerry
love
just
it.
said about dancing. That also is a fantastic way. I
Yeah.
can highly recommend putting your headphone on and dancing to Earth, Wind and Fire and singing really out of tune. That really shifts you in your beautiful.
That's what I will
happy
do
place.
sometimes. I'll start singing really loud because there's nobody in the house during the day but me. I'll start singing really loud and out of control. And then the dog kind of looks at me like, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I do that actually when I hoover the house on, it's one of my chores on Saturday. I will just put my music on, and then my husband will say, "Oh my God, you were so out of tune." And I said, "Did I look happy?" "Yes, you did." "Well, there you go. You were so
Yeah.
lucky to hear me and see me being so happy. Enjoy it."
Yeah, yeah. My kids used to tell me not to sing because I can't sing. And I would say to them, you know what? It makes me happy and I'm going to do it. And if you don't like it, leave the room.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, talking about kids and all of that, my husband is a fantastic cook, and every Sunday he would cook, he would make brunch for us. And then after brunch, we would put the music loudly, and me and my 3 kids would go on the rug and we would have a jamming session where we would just dance and we would, and my husband didn't partake because he's unfortunately one of these people who just music is noise and he doesn't hear it. Sometimes I think how we together, because I live and breathe for music. But anyway, that's what we used to do with the kids, and it was such a good way to shake now I realize, to shake and move that energy,
Well, they
of the
say
week.
doing that just before you walk out the door anywhere. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're walking out the
Yeah.
door to get in the car, do that. But you
Yeah.
think about it, when we say to kids, okay, before we, like, if you're a teacher, if you're about to do a group activity with the child, all right, everybody jump up and get the wiggles out so that they can sit for 5 minutes.
Yes, yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Same thing.
Release the energy. Actually, I did that in Qigong this morning. She
Mm.
does a body shake where you shake your body, just to move that
And that's
energy.
why, do you know, that's why Tony Robbins does what he does before he starts his, I'm going to say sermon, for
Oh,
lack of a better word. He gets up and he gets people doing this and jumping and all that
yes.
because it shifts your energy. Because if you don't shift your energy, nothing you do will ever change.
Mm.
A chakra in each palm.
Yeah. Because we've got more than the 7 main chakras. We've got like 108, 112 or something. And so you've got
Yeah.
energy centers in all the different parts of your body. So when you
move
move,
them.
you dance, you wiggle, even if you can't dance, if you've got a disability, whatever, you might be able to just move your hands or your feet.
That's right. Doing just that is good. Yeah, absolutely.
So funny because yesterday when I finished just setting up for that sound healing at the community center with these carers, and I was having a hot flash because it was so hot and the aircon wasn't working properly. And one of the ladies walked in and I was doing this. And she's a very spiritual person. She goes, "Oh, is that your energy way of welcoming me?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, that's it." So when she left, she goes, "Bye."
I love
I
that.
love it.
Oh, I love it. Love it. That's the way I'm going to welcome you now, Carly. Hi,
See,
I know.
Jackie
I was
said
like,
we should have a weekly dance session. We should do that.
yeah.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That is so funny.
I miss Jude. Jude used to do dance. What does he call it? Dancing out your
Dance,
freedom or
yeah, like a
something?
full-on dance party thing, didn't he?
Oh,
It
that
was
used to be so much fun. He used to do it on the weekends, so if I was home alone, I
was
would get
always
up and
on.
start
I always
dancing.
missed most of it because it was always on at like 2 a.m. for me. So I was like,
Yeah,
damn it.
I know it was a bad time for you. Yeah, but I missed that. That was so much fun.
Yeah, Carly, when you mentioned about the, before we leave the door, we do all that. And I used to be a teacher. So this is what came to my mind. We could make like flashcards, just a drawing of one thing. We could draw a heart, a hand, whatever, and put it next to the door. And every time before we go out, we could like tap on it, tap, and then feel it, and then tap on the hand and smile and do all that.
Well, there's
So
some teachers that have, like that I've seen go viral. They have similar to that when the kids
yes,
are entering the classroom, they're like high five, hugs,
yes,
or
Hug.
dance. And they
Yeah.
do that
exactly what I was
individually
thinking
with
about.
each student as they're walking into
Yes.
their classroom,
Yes.
which I
Yeah,
think is
Yeah.
beautiful.
that's exactly
Yeah,
what
I was about to say that. Yeah, I saw that too.
we could do
Yeah.
that every time we go to the bathroom and that too, because we do go to the bathroom a lot.
I'd be
And
constantly,
yeah,
Me
just take
too.
bathroom mirror. That would be
Me
awesome.
too. So long as I don't have to stop before I go to the bathroom, because usually when I'm going to the bathroom, I don't have time to hesitate.
When we exit.
a sign of us entering our crone era. No,
Yeah.
no waiting,
No
no
waiting.
waiting. Can we shake
Exactly.
out when we leave the bathroom, maybe?
When we leave, yes, that's better.
Yeah.
I
I'm glad you specified.
Oh.
This has been a lot of fun.
It's been
We've been-
fantastic. Thank you again, Violet.
Oh, it's my pleasure. You know, I love doing these. And I know my friend Carrie is still there somewhere. Like I said, we were going to go someplace today and we decided not to. And Carrie, I'm glad we didn't, because obviously this was not going to be a quick one.
You need to go somewhere and have a margarita for me, because every time you guys meet up, you have a margarita, and you need to have one for me.
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. Absolutely. Carrie, are you listening? We need to go out for margarita. Yeah, our
give
other
you-
friend
I
actually
grant
had a
you
birthday
permission.
this week. It would have been ideal to meet with her and have a margarita for her to celebrate her birthday. All right, friends, 2 hours and 4 minutes. I guess we need to wrap it up, huh? Thank you, all 208 meditators here, and Carly, Blossom, Natalie. This has been awesome. Do you want to share what you've got coming up before we go? What do I have coming up? Next Tuesday, we have the Commitment to Love, John Energy's movement, and
God.
that's going to
I
be
better
big.
make sure that I get the time right.
Yeah, please. That because we've got like 25 teachers signed up for that so far. So yeah, Carrie, the margarita, Carrie, this week was Casey's birthday. So we need to go out and get a margarita. We can go to
Yeah.
El Coyote right over here by Graymore, just right by my house. No one has to drive. So yeah, so we have Commitment to Love next Tuesday.
Musicians
And
edition.
do we have anything else?
The
I don't know.
musician edition. of
The musicians,
art.
yes, that's Wednesday. Yes, I'm so excited about that because two Matts, Blossom. Blossom, remind me who else is
Pablo,
coming. I can't remember.
Vegas.
Pablo, yes. And there's one, we're missing somebody. Who is it?
2 Mets.
It's you, the two Matts, Pablo. There's a fifth person, but I can't remember who it
Yes.
is now.
Oh, Tim Ellaby. Is it Tim?
No, not Tim. No. I don't know. I can't remember. Hopefully they're not here. Hopefully they're not in the chat. Let me just look real quick on my phone and I can tell you. Because now I feel bad that I don't. Oh, and by the way, Blossom, while we're talking about musicians, Jamie sent me a message while we were in the live. Wants to know who is the Italian guy who plays guitar that you are always recommending because she cannot remember. She says he knows everything about music frequencies and hertz, and she writes, and your Twinnie always recommends his streams. An Italian guy who plays guitar. I'm like, I don't know who that is. It Mateus? Does he play guitar?
Yes,
Okay.
but he's from, where is he from? He's not from Italy. Oh, is he? Hang on.
Maybe she thought he was.
I
She
think
says, I would
him.
be a happy camper if you could remember his name.
It's probably him. Yeah.
I'll tell her. I'll tell her that we think it might be Mateus.
And
Yeah, I
he's
think he
on.
is from Argentina. She was probably confused. You
Yes.
know,
Yes, and he's
all us
aware.
ethnic, all us ethnic people, I'm Spanish. Nobody knows what I am either. I've been called many things. Oh, yes, I was going to look up real quick and see who else was going to be on the musician. See how I'm like a squirrel. I'm so easily distracted. All right, let's see. So it is Matt, Blossom, Pablo, oh, Rob Gregerson. That's who I was forgetting was Rob. So it's Matt, Blossom, Pablo, Rob, and the other Matt. Two Matts. And that is Wednesday the 19th at 7 p.m. in the US.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too. I'm very excited about that.
Violet,
Carly, what do
before
you have?
oh,
I
I have
have,
a challenge for you.
You have a challenge for me?
Yes.
What is it?
Well, I have been wanting to do Zentangle or some sort of an art for months,
too.
and I procrastinate starting it. And since you would like to do something crafty, my challenge for you and myself is to do something. It can be small, and we show it
Okay,
the next
I'm in.
journey life. How about that?
That works for me. I love it. I love it.
Trying to push myself to do something that I've
Yes,
been wanting to do.
actually,
absolutely.
I found an art thing that I think you might like, Violet, and I'll
Okay.
send you the thing because a girlfriend of mine locally is going to do it with me as well. And I think that you might actually like it because it's got to do with crystals. It's crystals and art together.
Oh, excellent.
You
Yes.
might actually like that.
Love
Yeah.
it. I love the idea.
Yeah.
All right, who else
So
wants to share? What do you have coming up?
what have I got? I've got a digital Zentangling session on Sunday night, Queensland time, and then Monday morning,
So
Queensland
Sunday
time.
night Queensland time means I'll be sleeping. I don't know what time that is.
I think it's like 6 a.m. for you.
Oh yeah, no, I don't get up that early.
But the normal people in the world will
know.
likely be awake.
Yes.
So it'll be 5 a.m. Texas, 6 a.m. New York.
When Matt was saying this morning that he does his piano lives at 6:30 a.m., I was like, is he crazy? I'm glad he's 3 hours before me.
Well, I was still up at 1
so
a.m. attending his live.
that's Sunday night. Then Monday morning, I've got our weekly cacao session, and then next Saturday, I've got my interview with Joanne.
And when is Jordan doing the thing with Alejandro? Because
Alejandro, that's the following weekend.
I have a feeling
So
that's in the
it's
middle of the night for me. But if it's on the weekend, I stay up late anyway.
No, it's in the morning, 9:40 a.m. in the morning, so you'll be awake. Yeah.
Oh, good, because I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, I was talking to Alejandro yesterday, and I was like, oh, I need to find out when that is. I don't want to miss that.
Yeah. So it's like I think about 6:30 for Alejandro and 7:30 for you in the evening. Yeah.
Oh, excellent, awesome.
Yeah.
And Blossom, what do you have coming up?
I've got a live tomorrow, Saturday, Sydney time at 8 a.m. and also Tuesday next week at
Now, this
8
is the one who doesn't want to do anything at 8 a.m., but she's doing a live at 8 a.m. What is that about?
I know it is early for me, but in order to slot my time in, so that I think it's 8 a.m. Tuesday. I have to check. Actually, I better check. Oh, no, it's not Tuesday. Sorry, it's Wednesday because Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., I'm going to Chris Wood's Spanish guitar live. So
Okay.
it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday. So it's Saturday, Sydney time, Saturday, and Wednesday at 8 a.m. It is early, but that's the only time I could fit it in so that I can still join other teachers' lives. And
So such dedication. I am more about my sleep. I don't care who's doing what when.
yeah, well, I don't function well. After about noon, I just can't. Music just doesn't flow through me because I get so tired. So has to
Gotcha.
be the morning, and yeah,
Wow.
I just have to maybe have a nap or something on those days.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
thank you for
And
that.
Natalie, what do you have going on?
I have the same as always, which is I'm got my 2 live readings on Monday, which are 10 a.m. Sydney time and then 7 p.m. So I do 2 of them so I can catch you beautiful people in the US as well as
Nice.
do people in Europe. So I do that on the one day, and we talk a bit of astrology. We pull some cards for the collective, and then I do private. I mean, I
Oh,
do personal readings.
got coyotes
Um,
screaming like mad over here. I was like, oh, wow. I'm sorry, it
okay,
distracted me. The
maybe it's
coyotes.
happy. I don't know. It's happy.
It's mating season.
All right. Definitely happy. Uh, and I've got my group where people can just, I talk a bit astrology, I talk cards, and people can just, go and get in touch if they want me to, I don't know, do something for them in terms of the astrology. So yeah, that's what I do.
Awesome. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you everybody that hung out with us. This was a lot of fun. I saw Carrie made a comment about this was a fun group, definitely. Carrie, you have to join us more often. And I haven't scheduled the next one, but I will.